How are we doing on this fine Thursday evening or morning, wherever you are? How y'all doing? Hey, it's been a while. It has been a while. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there are so many friends already in the chat. We got Guy Gone Writer, Jess, Laura, Natalie. Oh my gosh, so many friends. Hello, everyone. So happy to have you all here this lovely evening. Oh my goodness, there are so many friends. Oh, sending regards, CK. Oh, ready to be productive. We love to see it. Hello, hello. Oh my gosh, there are so many friends in the chat. I love this. Ooh, gonna be reading Dark Academia. Why choose Sleepy Hollow retelling? Got both books of duology, Hollow and Legend. Ooh, that sounds very fun. I love that. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Oh my gosh, guys, it's been so long since I have I say it's been so long. It's been like, what, a week and a half? I don't know. Time is crazy. But I'm so happy to have you all here this evening. We have some very fun things that I am going to be working on today. I'll tell you about that here in a minute, which you can probably already tell from the little headline down there. But a couple things. If you don't know who I am, my name is Cody. I am a writer, and I'm also the author of The Ghostwriters Club, my debut mystery thriller novel, set to be released on April 29th. Get into it. Are we so excited? Who's excited? Raise your hand. It's me. I'm excited. So, if you haven't seen it yet, I am currently doing 3 different pre-order giveaways. One of them is completely free to enter, and the other 2 do have some sort of paid element. So that way there's something for everybody. Okay. So if you haven't seen that, check out my Instagram, Cody the Writer, or the YouTube post that I made. I'll show you my most recent YouTube video. Other than my little short that I made that was real cute and emotional or whatever. But so happy to have all of you here. Oh, all the friends raising their hand. Y'all are so sweet. Thank you so much. Isn't that so fun to say? I am the author of. This isn't the newer, prettier, more vibrant copy, because I did, in fact, give the one copy that I had of the final book to my grandmother. But it's okay, because I have 4 more coming in the mail tomorrow. So it's fine. But my grandma doesn't get out of the house, and her coming to visit this weekend was the first time she has been away from her home for an extended period of time in 15 years. And so I figure, you know what, Grandma, I got a copy of the book. You ain't even got to worry about it. Here you go. You can just have it, read it, enjoy it, all that fun stuff, But yeah. Oh, yes. And I did, in fact, get married this past weekend. It was so much fun. I had the best freaking time. And I mean, the whole weekend was like a dream, because we had obviously the wedding and all that stuff, the excitement of that. But then on Mondays when the pre-order giveaway went live. And so, I mean, it just so many amazing fun things. I hit a lot of large milestones all at once. And it truly is overwhelming just how full my heart is with all the things between, getting married to love my life, and also just getting to publish a book, which is something that I've dreamed of doing forever. So it's a lot of joy happening in life right now, and I'm very grateful, and I do not take it for granted. Also, really quick, before we get too deep into this, I do need to warn you all that we have been having some bad weather recently. We had some tornadoes and stuff last night. Nothing that no damage or anything in our neighborhood that I know of. But if for whatever reason this live stream just abruptly ends, it's because either my internet went out or my power went out. Okay. And I will, okay, balloons. So I will do my best to try to get back on. But if I just cut out and you're like, oh, where'd he go? I might not be coming back. So I just need to go ahead and just preface the stream with that. Okay. All right. Oh my gosh. Thank you all so much. Y'all are so sweet. Thank y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Jess. Welcome to the stream. But what are we doing today? I'm going to tell you. I have officially begun my read through of Project Terms and Conditions. Now, the way I have it is I'm throwing things. But basically what I did was I printed out the whole thing in just on copy paper, front side only. That way I can mark this thing to filth. So far, it hasn't been as bad as I thought it was going to be. So that is a plus, because this. I have not looked at this document since November 31st or November 30th. How many days are in November? Whatever the last day of November was, that was the last time that I looked at this book. And so I have officially started my read through. I am only 3 chapters in. I'm not very far, but I got my handy dandy red pen and I am excited to dig into this tonight with all of you, because the goal is to have a readable draft of this sometime this summer, because I'm probably going to be trying to look for some beta readers this summer for this book. And also for my patrons who are here, once I start actually revising this book, I'm going to be posting beta chapters of this book over on my Patreon, so you guys can, give me any kind of feedback. Basically, it'll be like my own personal set of beta readers, and y'all can give me any and all feedback that you may have for Project Terms and Conditions. If you don't know, the Ghostwriters Club, my debut, is a straight up mystery thriller. It follows 5.5. I don't know. It follows a bunch of college students who are on a prestigious writing academy. And one of our main character, his name is Logan. He joins the academy, and his goal is to finish his father's book series. His father wrote a book series called Chronicles of a Killer, where basically his dad went and interviewed killers. It's almost like the book version of like Making a Murderer kind of thing, where you almost get to dive into the human side of the act of killing and what actions and what conditions and circumstances led someone to doing something as drastic as killing someone else. And so basically Logan's goal is to find a killer to write about. And when he hears that there's this club called the Ghostwriters Club who had a member die the summer prior, he kind of goes undercover in the group to see if he can figure out what really happened to our person who is no longer with us, the member of the group who is no longer here on this earth. And so that is the premise. That is the whole story. And you kind of get to meet all of these very complex and sometimes misguided characters, but it's a journey. I think one of my ARC reviewers referred to it as a quicksand style mystery. And you are slowly basically getting, as the characters, they try to fight against whatever's happening to them. They only sink further in and they pull you down in with them. And it's all around just a fun time. And so far, all of my ARC reviewers have really enjoyed it. And I'm very, very thankful to them for taking the time to read it and leave a review. Water break. But what we're going to be doing is 2 40-minute sprints tonight. I am going to be obviously reading and marking up. I think my goal for tonight is to get through to at least chapter 10. There are, girl, let me not lie to you. How many chapters are in this book? Let me see. Let me see here. Come on, bro. What are you doing? Not me talking to paper. There are 40 chapters in this book. So there's 38 numbered chapters and then the prologue and the epilogue. So 40 chapters in this story, and my goal is to get to at least 10 because I'm trying to finish this read through / markup by the end of this coming weekend. which I am actually currently vlogging. So if you want to know how I end up doing, then check that out. I think it's going to be live on Monday. So yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It's been a very exciting time over here in the Cody the Writer world. But I figure we have about like 9 minutes until the first sprint starts. So if you guys have any questions for me, whether it be about, my revision process that I'm about to be diving into, any questions about the publishing process, now that pretty much everything for the Ghostwriters Club is set. It's done. It's out in the world where it needs to be. All the things are working as they should. So if you guys have any questions on how I did any of that, I'd be happy to give any and all information that I can. And hopefully that will make the publishing process less scary for any of you in the chat who are pursuing publishing. But yeah, feel free to drop any and all questions, and I'd love to yap and answer. First one is, what was your favorite part of the whole process of writing and publishing your book? Honestly, I think my favorite part of the process was working with my cover designer, because I feel like it was the process of going from this vision in my head and seeing someone else create that was just really cool, because literally the cover of this book is exactly how I saw it in my head. I was like, I want like a variation of papers. I wanted it to look like a bulletin board, because there, this QR code does get seen on a bulletin board in the actual story. So I kind of wanted that sort of vibe. I wanted it all to be different colored paper, different, we got sticky notes, we've got notebook paper here and there, and all of this varying things. And I knew that I obviously wanted this part to be the part that sticks out, which I feel like with the blood splatter and the burnt edges, it really draws your eye to this. And I just the artistic and just the creative process of having it all come together into what it ended up being. So fun. So fun. What would be your ideal writing day? Ooh, I think I've answered this before on your stream, Natalie, with you and Taylor. I can't remember. I talk a lot in various places, whether it be on video or on live. So if I haven't, I'm gonna say it again. Probably wake up time, probably start of the workday would be like 10 a.m. That way I can roll out of bed at like between 8:30 and 9, take a shower, drink some coffee, sit on the porch for a minute, and then really get the workday started at 10. I'd probably say 10 to noon would be all of my admin tasks, like answering emails, or if I'm, doing anything that needs to be done on the publishing side or marketing stuff, anything like that, whether editing a YouTube video, like all of that could go into that first little 2-hour chunk. Then I would take a lunch break from noon to 1. And then probably from like 1 to 5 would be like my solid writing time, whether it be revision, drafting, whatever. And I'd probably do like what I do with you guys, like do like 40-minute sprints each hour. And then that way I have like a 20-minute break to just kind of like stand up, walk around, get some more water kind of thing. And then workday would end at 5 for sure. So yeah, that is my ideal workday. A lovely 10 to 5 with an hour lunch break in there. What is that? 6 hours of work? That sounds perfect for me. How did I decide between self-publishing versus traditional? Honestly, I knew absolutely nothing about the publishing process or anything that goes into it. And I felt that in the future, when I, hopefully end up possibly, if I do decide to go traditional publishing one day, I will have a better understanding of what their purpose is of the publishing house. Because now that I've done it all myself, I know all of the work that goes into it. And so I feel like with that knowledge and that, personal skill set, I have better leverage in the future if and when I ever decide to possibly go the traditional route, just because I have the skill set, the knowledge, I know what goes into it because I've done it myself before. And so that's why, at least for the first book, I wanted to go through the process so I know everything about it, all the things that have to go into it. just so I have that knowledge in my back pocket, you know? So yeah. Um, so I actually have never queried. So I can't answer that question because this is fully self-published. But there we go. I felt that the book was ready. So basically, I went. How many developmental edit drafts did I do? I think I did like 3 or 4 developmental rounds on my own. And I felt like with my last round of critique partnering things that I did with Alyssa and Sylvia, just some of their feedback, I felt like once, because I trust their opinion because they're, great thriller writers. And so I wanted to, once I had fixed all the things that were there, then I felt really strongly about the book. And then I sent it to my line editor, who ended up doing the line, copy, and proofread all in like a bundle kind of package thing. And I felt like once I started getting to that nitty gritty, and my professional editor also had 0 developmental comments or anything like that, that's when I felt like it was ready. Because obviously, if he's giving 0 developmental comments and all of his stuff is just like proofreading and line level stuff, that's when I knew that it was ready to do what it needed to do. Obviously, it needed the polishing of proofreading and line editing and all that stuff. But once I didn't get any more developmental feedback from my editor, that's when I was like, okay, now we just got to polish this thing up and it's ready to go. So that was kind of my thought process behind it. Because honestly, I feel like you could draft a book to death to where, I mean, because there's always going to be something you can change, always going to be something that you can do differently or whatever. And so I tried to not let myself get kind of caught up in that mindset and just be like, okay, once all the developmental issues have been fixed, polish it up, make it professional looking, make it, everything that you want it to be, and then let it ride, let it do its thing. I don't know if that actually answered your question, but least favorite part of the whole writing publishing process. Well, now that I've only gone through the full process once, probably, honestly, when I had to do my redraft. Draft 2 took a lot out of me of this book, mostly because I had a big POV shift. It was originally written in 3rd person, and I ended up redrafting it into 1st person, just because I feel like that was more, it was the best way to tell that story. And if you don't know, Project Terms and Conditions is also in 1st person, but it's dual POV. And it's only dual POV. There might be a little, bonus POV in the epilogue, but it is a character that you definitely meet in the story. So, but this one is pretty much only 2 POVs. I have a 30-year-old man and a 10-year-old child. So that would probably be my least favorite part, was the big redraft revision, because revision is just hard, man. It just is. I definitely separate into stages. So my stages of revision typically, and this is pretty typical for most, like, professional editing that publishers do, they typically start developmental, which is what I do, and then they get into line editing, copy editing, and then proofreading. So I definitely break mine into those 4 stages. If you do it all at once, it is so overwhelming. I tried to do it all at once the first go around. Horrible idea. So highly recommend doing it in stages. Did you use anything for ebook formatting? Is there a specific program you want to try in the future? Yes, I actually used Vellum. It is an application as of right now. I think it is Apple only, Apple exclusive. But that's what I use to format because when you format your paperback in Vellum, it automatically creates like an ebook file as well. Like you can do it in any, like export it in any format. So that is what I used. I think the application total was like $200, but it's a one-time purchase and you have it forever. And I figured, obviously, I'm going to keep writing books, so this is just like an investment into my author, platform. So yeah, that's what I used, and it's fantastic. I'm actually planning on doing a video this month talking about how I used Vellum to format my book. So be on the lookout for that. But with that said, I have yapped enough. The time has come for you to lip sync for your life. Good luck, and don't beep it up. I'm just kidding. 40 minutes are on the clock, friends. I'm going to get into some of this revision work. I will see you all in 40 minutes. Happy writing, reading, whatever. Have fun. All right, friends. How did we do? That was very soothing, I gotta say. Also, for a minute there, I forgot that I was streaming because I was locked in. I really was. And there are already just so many little things I'm finding that I love about this story. Also, I don't know how I forgot because it's kind of a pretty big plot point in this book, but I forgot about the storm, the impending storm kind of thing we have going. So the closer we get to the storm, the more chaotic things get in the house. And, it's storming its butt off all weekend. So, what better time than to be reading through this story that has an element of an impending storm? I love. I didn't even do that on purpose. Okay, let's see. Cody, you should be so proud of me. I'm finally naming things in my world. Everyone snaps and claps for Natalie for naming all the things in the world because that is in fact important. Things got to have names, allegedly. Anna, I'm tired and I don't want to make dinner, but I'm eating some emergency bacon, so it's all going to be okay. And you know what? That's real. I do love me some good emergency bacon, gotta say. Did some cleaning and managed to squeeze in 159 words. Very nice. I did good. I make a change in the plot. Ooh, an evil writer move. We love those. Yay, everyone's cheering for Natalie. Let's see. Saoirse wrote 714 words in the scene you're rewriting. Very nice. Very nice. Big slay. Just made dinner and tidied the house, and now I'm getting the kids to bed. Amen. Put them kids to bed because you got stuff to do. I don't know if you actually have stuff to do, but put them kids to bed. Allegedly. Yes, you allegedly have to name things, We hate to see it. I was on Pinterest looking for visuals, but I got in about 150 words. Very nice, Rachel. Hey, Pinterest is writing. Okay, in my opinion. Yes, I'm so not looking forward to this struggle whenever I'm writing my first fantasy. Because it's, in mystery thrillers, all you got to do is name the characters, and they can be normal names. Like in this book, my two main characters are named Andrew and Thomas. Like, easy. Sandra is the neighbor. Like, we have very normal people names. So I'm worried about this fantasy world building where I'm going to have to name literally everything, every city, every building, every anything. I'm going to have to name it. A river. I've never named a river. Anyways, that was my world building rant. You can quote me on that. I've never named a river. Anyway, got 267 words, getting into a fun escape scene to avoid the cops. Love. We don't condone crime on this channel, but in a book, that's fun. Rosalie's sister, who is a cop. Slay. More than enough things to do. Don't we all, man? It's just never ending, it feels like. Rebecca wrote 1,051 words. Happy with this scene chapter so far. Slay. You are killing it. Yas, total name nerd, so I kind of love the naming process. I do too, because whenever I name things, I want the name to have some sort of meaning that evokes the character that I'm thinking of. And so a lot of times I'll pull my name inspiration from like a word, like one word that I would use to describe the character, and then seeing that word in other languages oftentimes kind of helps me come up with a name. And so it's fun stuff. I love it. And also just because like our words, like etymology of like all the, the study of languages and how they're derived, where they come from, I think it's cool to kind of also in my own brain have like the etymology of why all these people have these specific names in this world. And so I think language is just so fun and cool. Okay. You didn't ask that, but I think it's so fun. Y'all really are killing it. Y'all are slaying the game. Cody, I've never named a river Morris. You know what? put that on my tombstone, because I need to let people know in the afterlife that I have never named well, hopefully by the time I make it to the afterlife, I will have named a few rivers in my fantasy book. But you know what? That's morbid. We're not going to talk about that. Okay. Yes, chipping away. Also, I didn't tell you. I started on chapter 2, which is really like chapter 3, but I'm now on chapter 6. So I got through 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I got through 4 chapters during that 40-minute sprint. So not bad. 1 chapter per like 10 minutes. That's pretty slay. I mean, I'm obviously not editing anything because it's on paper. And so I'm just like marking all over the place. And it's funny, I kind of started a fun little system for Thomas, because I just have like, if I put a box around a word, it literally means a word that a 10-year-old wouldn't say. Like, let's see if I can find a word that a 10-year-old wouldn't say. Illuminate. I don't think a 10-year-old would say that personally. Let's see. What's another word that I found in a Thomas chapter that he just would not say? I circled delicious because I feel like a 10-year-old would say yummy. I don't know. But like little stuff like that. But I do want to read you a fun sentence. Also, if you want to drop a line of anything that you just wrote or read or worked on, revised, whatever, I underlined it and just put a heart on it because I just thought it was really cute. And I forgot that I wrote it. So I'll just read you the paragraph. I open the flaps of the cardboard box and start digging through the contents inside. I pull out a lamp in the shape of the Death Star from Star Wars. Last year when I was 9, my dad let me watch the original trilogy, and I thought it was so cool. I don't know how many years I will have to go to school to get my Death Star license, but at this point, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And I just thought that was precious. A little 10-year-old wanting to get his Death Star license. I don't know if that's going to end up sticking around, but that's a cute line. That is a cute line. Okay. Me hyping myself up over here. Let's see. Naming things is such a great way to nail down vibes. I agree. Names are a draft 2 problem. Love that. See, I feel like I can't successfully draft a character until I know their name. Because I feel like a person's name it doesn't tell you everything about them, but it definitely is like where you start, you know? So I can't draft a character until I know all of their names. Like I have a character that's in book 2 of my fantasy series, and I went ahead and gave her a name. I don't know if it's going to stick because I have time to change it if I want to, but my original 4 though, those are their names. Let's see. Oh, for sure. But for me, it's mostly like a place for me, like name of place, because a lot of times when it comes to a place, I don't need to know the name of the place. I just need to know its purpose. Like if it's a pharmacy, or if it's a church, or if it's a, government building, as long as I know the purpose of it, I don't need to know the name of it in draft 1 for sure. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I still need to name my village's evil company. I've just called it We Kill You Are Us. That is so funny. I love that. That is so funny. Oh, your villain's evil company. Okay. We Kill You Are Us. That is a slay. My almost 10-year-old would more likely say illustrate instead of illuminate. Okay. Well, he turned a light on, so he's not like actually drawing or illustrating anything. It's just like one of them little pull down in the closet light bulb situations. You know what I'm saying? And so I don't know. I'll probably find a word or something, but that's going to be one of my big things that I'm looking at, is just the making sure that the prose in the 30-year-old POV is different language than the prose in the 10-year-old's POV. So that's going to be probably like my biggest challenge. Oh, I see what you mean. That's funny you say that, because I highlighted something and put LOL. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here we go. So they're having dinner with the new neighbor, and so it's Andrew, Sandra, and Thomas. They're all sitting to have dinner, and Andrew offers Sandra a glass of Cabernet Sauvignon, and she, they go through all the things, and Sandra ends up going to get the wine because she tells Andrew to sit down, and in Thomas's POV, I wrote, "My dad laughs, rubbing his temples from the long day of moving. He reaches for the tongs as Sandra enters the room with 2 wine glasses and a bottle of whatever my dad said," because he doesn't know how to say Cabernet Sauvignon. And so that's funny that you say that, because I literally underlined that. It's like thought. I really just thought I was so funny when I wrote this, allegedly. But yeah. That is the tea on all of that. Let's see. We got a last line somewhere. There it is. "I worked my butt off for that manuscript. 3 weeks, and you just hand it over to someone else? That was shady, and you know it." Ooh. That's tea. Dropping in to say hi. Oh, hi, Brooke. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Honestly, I felt fine, but fast metabolism, it's a blessing and a curse. Okay. Love that. Cabinet Savaloy. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. I might end up having him say it, absolutely butcher the word, but we'll see. In the very early stages, obviously I'm just now reading through it, but we're about to get to the first day of school, which means that the incoming storm countdown has started at this point, because the way that I have this book, once it's in its final form, it's going to be broken up into parts. So the first part is going to be, we're going to have the prologue or whatever. And then the first actual part of the book is going to be 5 days before the storm. And then it's going to, as we progress, 4 days, 3 days, 2 days. And then the final part of the book is going to be called The Storm. And that's when everything hits the fan in this book. And so that's the fun part. It's like this impending storm. More things are happening. Stakes are getting higher, higher, and higher until finally we hit the storm. And it's like, boom, things go crazy. And I'm really excited about it. But yeah, that is the tea on that. Let's see. I don't see any more questions or lines. So is anyone ready for the season finale of White Lotus this weekend? Because I'm pumped. This season has been crazy. Also, aren't we also getting we're about to get the season finale, or close to the season finale of Yellow Jackets too? And we're getting close to the end of Drag Race. What am I going to watch on TV? All of my shows are coming to an end. That's really unfortunate. I have been watching a lot of Ink Master. I've been streaming that a lot. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Ink Master, but it's basically like a tattoo competition show. And I just think it's so cool because the art they do is fantastic. And it's just a good time. But yeah, that is what I've been watching on streaming lately. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but the rain is here. The rain is here. No TV, only right. See? Oh, man, that is tough because I like pretty much all of the girls that are still there. So right now we have Susie Toot, Jewel Sparkles, Anya Nerve, Sam Starr, and who am I forgetting? Is that all there is? Is there only 4 or is there 5? Jewel Sparkles, Anya Nerve, Sam Starr, Susie Toot, Lexi Love. Thank you. I knew there was a 5th one. See, I like them all, but if I had to pick a top 3, my top 3 is Anya Nerve, Susie Toot, and I love Jules Sparkles. I really do. Like, I just love their energy. But I think that third spot's going to maybe be Sam Starr. I love Lexi too. I think she's very talented, but I think that's going to be the top three: Sam Starr, Susie Toot, and Anya Nerve. But you know what? We're just going to have to wait and find out. Because I also really love Lexi. I just wish she would be more confident in herself. Because she gets into her head a lot. And I'm like, girl, you are so slay and talented and beautiful. If you believed in yourself, you would just take off, you know? Anyway, enough about that because I'll get heated, you know? Wheel of Time season 3. We love to see it. I have not seen any of the Wheel of Time TV show because I've heard mixed reviews about it, but also I haven't ever read Wheel of Time, so like I have no like expectation or connection to it, you know? But who knows? Maybe I'd love it. With absolutely no context, I love Anya Nerve. Same. We love and see. Yes, she needs to just like get out of her head and do her big one because she's so talented. Oh, hi, Coffee Create Connect. Just found your channel and subscribed. Oh, yay. So happy to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so good. Definitely recommend. Now that I'm heavy back into the revision trenches, I might not be able to commit to starting a new show that I need to pay attention to. But once I kind of find me a little break somewhere, maybe that'll be like, because, you know, I love binging a good show around the holidays because I'm off work for like 2 weeks. So maybe that'll be my one of my holiday binging shows. Because by then the new season will probably be done. So yeah, and then I can just catch up all at once. Who's to say? Who is to say? How's everyone today? My diva dog is finally sleeping, so I'm trying to get some editing done. Love that. I'm doing very well. Thank you for asking. I am doing revisions myself. I'm doing my first read-through of the book that I wrote last November, Project Terms and Conditions. So that is what I have been working on. So far, I've gotten through like, 4 chapters on stream? Is that what I said earlier? Pretty sure. But yeah, that's what we're doing. We got about like 1 more minute until the next sprint starts. So if there's anything you want to ask or talk about really quick, drop it in the chat. I'd love to chat about it, share my thoughts. Yes, and it's not the final title. It's just the project name. It does have a title, but we'll be sharing that closer to time. I think I've mentioned it before on a live stream. So like, if you find it and you see it and you know it, slay. But I'm going to be doing like official title reveals and all that stuff later on in the future, way far from now. We got to get past this book that was coming out in April. What immediately makes you roll your eyes as it pertains to dialogue in a novel? I don't know. I really don't know. I haven't really come across any specific dialogue things that have caused me to roll my eyes, if I'm being honest. But probably like when I guess repetitiveness, like if a character is repetitive, like says the same thing over and over, I feel like that would kind of be like, oh, okay, we get it. We get it, sis. Ian, the sheer amount of it in my books. That is so funny. I mean, your books are literally like 90% dialogue, which I think is fun because I feel like people listen to audiobooks. It's like listening to someone else talk. So, I mean, just through conversation, you can tell a full story, which is so cool. But yeah, with that, I think it's time to go ahead and start our second and final sprint of the evening, my friends. 40 minutes are on the clock. Happy reading, writing, whatever it is you're going to be doing. Do it with a smile, and I'll see you in 40 minutes, friends. All right, everyone. How did you do? That's 40 minutes. I got all the way up to about halfway through chapter 8. So basically, once I finish this chapter, I'll be at 9 chapters for today, which my goal was 10. 9 is pretty darn close. So, we might just call it there. But who knows? I might end up finishing these next couple chapters off screen. I don't know how much further I have. Let me see. Oh, that's not too bad. Maybe I will. We'll see. But let's see how you guys did. Rachel got 200 words. Very nice. Very nice. I've reached my goal. So happy as an oyster with a pearl in it. Even though I can now watch Netflix guilt-free, I think I'm going to do a little more work. Still feeling the magic of the mojo. Yes. Follow the mojo for sure. Hi, Tammy. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Got 617 words that sprint. Very nice. Got 314. Amazing. 938. Man, we are all killing it for sure. Let's see. Ooh, Rachel has the last line. Well, you have my attention now. Let's see how it lasts. I know that's right. Glow Llama, I did great. This plot change is making massive plot changes. Hey, but if it's a plot change for the better, then we love to see it. We love to see it. Brainstorming during the sprint. I feel like I'm set up now to actually write. Love that. We love that. Yes, that was a great line for sure. Ooh, got 254, and a lot of that sprint was staring into the void and hoping for the best. Listen, friend, I feel that 100%. 100%. Oh my gosh, Rebecca wrote another 1,126 words. You wrote over 2,000 words just on this stream alone. That is wild. Congratulations. You're killing the game. The mojo has obviously found Rebecca and Saoirse, because both of y'all been killing it with the high word counts. The mojo has just been kind of like here with me. It's in the room with me. It's vibing. It's here. It's happening, but not the way it's vibing with y'all. But that's amazing. So exciting. See, and that's usually how it goes for me. If I'm in a scene where I'm just like, it's real fun, real actiony, or like just a scene that I've been looking forward to as I've been like, drafting up to that specific scene, you can't stop the flow. So I love that. You're enjoying the scene so much that it is just helping the flow of the writing. I love to see it. Hello, Lizzie. You wrote almost 300 words. Slay. Amazing. Brainstorm to really nail down my character's motivations. We love to see that. Yes, share the mojo with all the people, all the chat, for real, for real. But with that said, I am actually going to be logging off for the evening. I have been streaming for about 2 hours, and I'm ready to go sit on my couch and watch some TV until bedtime. So thank you guys for hanging out with me tonight. I had so much fun with all of you. If you want, my debut novel, The Ghostwriters Club, is available for pre-order. All the links are in my YouTube bio if you're interested. And if you have pre-ordered and have not already sent the confirmation to the pre-order email for the giveaway, go do it. Don't procrastinate and forget, okay? Okay? Because if you forget, it's on you. Okay. I love you all so much. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. I'll probably be streaming again on Saturday around 10 a.m. We shall see. But keep your eyes peeled on the channel. I'll be posting it. Okay, Siri was yapping. All right. Bye, guys. Love you.